King Ekanem was a very famous king of an old town in Calabar. He was frequently at war, and was always successful, as he was a very skillful leader. All the prisoners he took after each war he made his slaves. Through the loot and war booty he gathered, he became a very rich man, but he had many enemies. The people of Kalabari town in particular were very jealous and angry with him, and they wanted to kill him because of his success. But because they were not strong enough to face King Ekanem in a battle, they resorted to the use of witchcraft. The Kalabari people had an old woman who was a very strong and powerful witch. She could turn herself into whatever she pleases, and when she was contacted, she offered to kill King Ekanem. This made the people of Kalabari very glad, and they promised the witch plenty of money and clothes if she succeeded in getting rid of their worst enemy. To succeed in her plans, the witch turned herself into a young and pretty girl, arming herself with a very sharp knife, which she concealed in her bosom. She proceeded to the old town in Calabar to seek for the king's attention. It happened that at the time she arrived in Old Town there was a big festival going on, and all the people from the surrounding country had come in to dance and feast with the people of Old Town. When Psykak the witch got to the venue of the festival, she walked about the venue so that everyone present there will notice and see her. When the villagers saw her at the gathering, they all marveled at her beauty, and they talked about how beautiful she looked. They compared her beauty to that of a setting sun when all the sky was all red. Words was quickly brought to King Ekanem about the presence of the beautiful young damsel. King Ekanem was known to the whole villagers for his likeness for pretty girls. On seeing Psykak, he sent for her at once to come see him. All the villagers agreed that she was quite worthy of being the king's wife because of how beautiful she looked. When she appeared before the king, he immediately fell in love with her, that he told her that he would marry her that very day. And Psykak was very pleased to hear this, as she had never expected to get her opportunity so quickly and easily. She volunteered to prepare a tasty meal for the king, into which she would place her strong medicine which would make the king sleep. She was given the go-ahead. After she had finished preparing the king's meal, she then proceeded down to the river to wash herself. By the time she returned, it was already getting dark, so she went to the king's compound carrying the king's dish on her head. On getting to the king's inner courtyard, she was at once ushered in to see the king, who embraced her affectionately. Offered the king the food she had prepared, telling the king in all honesty that she had prepared his meal with her own hands. The king ate the whole dish, and immediately began to feel very sleepy, as the medicine was strong and took effect quickly. They both retired to the king's chamber, and the king went to sleep at once. About midnight, when all the town was quiet, Psykak drew out her knife from her bosom and cut the king's head off. She put the head in a bag and quickly went out very softly, shutting and barring the door behind her. Walked through the town unnoticed, heading straight to the town of Kalabari, where she placed King Ekanem's head before the king of Kalabari. When the people heard that the witch had been successful in their quest and that their enemy was dead, there was great rejoicing, and the king of Kalabari at once made up his mind to attack Old Town. He therefore got his fighting men together and took them in canoes by the creeks to Old Town, taking care that no one carried words of their coming to Calabar. The morning following the murder of King Ekanem, his wife and people, not aware that he had been killed, were surprised that he did not appear at the main palace at the usual time, so his head wife went to knock at his door. Not receiving any answer, she called the entire household together, and they broke open the door to his chamber. When they entered the room, they found the king lying dead on his bed, covered in a pool of his own blood, but his head was missing. At this a great cry was let out, and the whole town was mourned. The villagers, on hearing about his death, mourned their king. Although they missed the pretty stranger who was with him the night before, they never suspected or connected her in their minds to the death of their king. They were unsuspicious of any danger, neither were they prepared for any oncoming fight. In the middle of their mourning, while they were all still dancing, crying, and drinking palm wine, the king of Kalabari came in with all his soldiers and attacked Old Town, taking them quite by surprise, and as their leader was dead, the Calabar people were defeated and many were killed and taken as prisoners.
Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this beautiful story, please drop a like on the video and leave a comment on your favorite part of the story, moral lessons, and so on your notification bell so that you can get notified anytime a new and interesting video is released. If you believe in second chances, if you believe scars can become symbols of strength, share this story. Let it reach someone who's still fighting their past. Subscribe to my channel, Folktales by Queen Mother, for more real African stories that inspire, transform, and live forever in your heart. Please be rest assured that if you support me by liking, commenting, and subscribing to my channel, you will always stay motivated. It has not been easy getting here, but I really appreciate all of you who always watch my videos to the end. It's a lot of hard work, days of sleepless nights before one of these videos you watch on this channel is produced. I am counting on your support always to take this channel to the top. Thank you once again for your unwavering love and support. God bless you all.